Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. God loves new beginnings. God loves transformation and bringing about changes that will help us to be drawn closer to His infinite divine love, that will help us to be set free and to have life to the fullest. Doesn't mean it's always easy, doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging, but God provides us these opportunities to be drawn closer into His divine presence and to become, again, better versions of ourselves. In this upcoming Sunday's gospel, Jesus is at a wedding and they run out of wine. And He performs that famous miracle in which He takes canisters of water taken from a nearby river and transforms them into wine so that the celebration can continue. And the guests are astounded that this is the best wine that they've ever tasted. This is not the first time God brings about this miraculous change. That there's actually a sequence throughout the scriptures where we can see God bringing about change, bringing us closer to goodness and to life. Back in the Old Testament, Moses and the Israelites were going through the desert and they were parched. They were out of water. And God instructs Moses to take a staff and to strike a rock. And from that rock, water pours forth. Then Jesus, as we just talked about, changes water into wine. And we know at the Last Supper, Jesus then takes that wine and transforms it into His own blood. And we know that it's through the Eucharist, through that bread and wine transformed into Christ's body and blood, that God gives us new spiritual nourishment, that He gives us new life. But we have to be willing to go along for this ride. We have to be willing to let God bring about new changes, perhaps unexpected changes. We have to be willing to surrender to God's infinite plan, aware of the fact that it's far greater and far more exciting and far more miraculous than anything that we can ever come up with on our own. And when we place that trust, place that surrender in God, then we can go forth and live Jesus in our hearts forever.